yeah, we're just in the process of visiting the school. So anyhow,
Oh,
so I'm here with AJ. It's a real privilege to speak to him. He's had incredible accomplishments and so on. So this is you optimized towards excellence. So the idea is that we look to learn from each other and some techniques and approaches and activities that we bring into our everyday that helps us be more effective and more productive. So AJ is very kindly going to spend a few minutes with us to share a little bit about his experiences and so on. So AJ, it's a real privilege to speak to you. So just a little bit about you, and then we'll go into how you spend your time and how you organize your day to be as effective and productive as you are.
okay. Thank you very much. Thank you for having me. So I joined the military from the age 16, um, the army first, and then transferred to the Royal Navy 18. I was an engineer, but sport was always my passion.
Yeah,
I got picked for the Royal Navy hockey team, and the military, very much like professional sport, is
yeah.
all about always going forwards, always seeing how you can improve, and just constantly pushing yourself and never giving up.
Mm,
So I was training with the Royal Navy hockey team. I was lucky enough to be made captain, which was wonderful. Super fit. I was at the peak optimism. I was 9.5 stone, size 28 waist, just one big muscle that ran around a lot.
mhm,
And then my world fell apart
mm.
because my bilateral ligaments in both ankles stretched beyond repair.
All
So
right.
my feet weren't attached; they were wobbly, which meant that moving around, running, and anything that was my normal day had finished. So zooming on quite a while,
Mm.
12 operations later,
Wow.
um, they've been trying to fix my ankles, and we've explored the idea of amputations, but my balance is all over the place, and
Mm,
my mental health took a real beating
mm.
um, in that time, because I'd gone from being
Yeah.
elite to being stuck and not
Mm.
being able to do the things I wanted. I felt like a failure, and so
Wow.
yeah. 2009, I had a breakdown, and it was, yeah, a bad time in my life. I'm suicidal, and then going on a little bit more, Prince
Mm.
Harry invented the Invictus Games,
Yeah.
and um, my wife said we should go and watch. So I applied for tickets, and then
Yeah.
a lady from Help for Heroes phoned me up and said, "Well, why don't you come and take part?"
Right.
And I said, "Well, that's for guys and girls who got injured in Afghanistan and Iraq." And they went, "No, no, it's for everybody."
Really?
And
Wow.
so they got invited down to Salisbury. My dad drove me because I couldn't drive
Mm.
with my feet, and they put me in a wheelchair, and I moved fast again for the first time in many years. I was
Right.
I was 20 stone, well overweight. They squeezed me in this chair,
Right.
but I was pushing, and I was surrounded by people with missing arms, legs, hands, fingers, the lot. And we had a laugh. We were taking the mickey out of each other and just moving and sweating. And I felt alive. It was so
Yeah.
good playing sport again. And Scott, who was the coach, he's a serving Royal Marine PTI.
Mm.
He said, right, okay, done really well. I want you to work on these things and come back in 3 weeks. So
Mm.
I'd go away. I'd train every morning. The local school said I could use their sports hall before the kids arrived. So I got a reason to get out of bed, 7 o'clock
Mm-hmm.
every morning in the sports hall, pushing up and down, sweating, shoot. I was going for wheelchair basketball. So yeah, I
Right.
was and swearing at myself, "Do you want to go to the games?" And yes, I do.
Yeah.
And and it was just a reason to do things, and knowing that I'm going to go and see everybody again in a couple of weeks. And so that camaraderie and
Mm.
being part of something again was
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, having that community, that tribe makes a big difference, doesn't it? It
Very much so, yeah.
gives you that sort of connection, and we're social animals. We need each other, and the support that we provide one another, and appreciation. So, and as you sort of said, you had a guide, and you had all this sort of intrinsic interest in physical activity, and excelling in terms of sort of competing and those sorts of things. So all of that came to the fore, and you had a mechanism, an outlet to be able to do it. So yeah, those were really valuable things for you.
Very much so. And so we got 6 months of high intensity training,
Hmm.
building up to the games, which was in London in 2014.
Hmm.
And Scott calculated that we did over 25,000 shots each in that build up, and sort of
Hmm.
repetition makes for perfection. You can, the more you do something,
Yeah.
the better you get, more muscle memory. And so we got to the games, and it was amazing. We didn't realize how much. I I don't come from London. I live in the middle of nowhere in North Wales in the forest. So we're in London, and it's a bit
Mm.
scary. And but
Yeah.
people knew, they knew we were coming. They knew who we were.
Mhm.
London taxi drivers were picking us up to take us to training for free and things like that. And
Wow.
it was so nice. It was really good. The British public really got behind
Yeah,
us.
amazingly generous. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was a follow-on from the Paralympic Games, I think. There was the
Mm.
London Olympics, the Paralympics, and then we came along, and then it was like, oh, we remember. And so the copper box was full with, the whole week there was loads of spectators, and
Hmm.
it was on the Saturday. The copper box was absolutely rammed, and they broke the decibel levels with the cheering and everything. So, first of all, um, we came out and we beat the French, which is always nice.
Always good.
Yeah, and then we beat the Australians, which
Oh, even better.
is getting better. We met Denmark in the semi-finals, and that was a
Yeah.
tough game against the Vikings. And then
Mm.
we were against the Americans, who we'd done some training against as well. So they thought they'd got us beat. And we came out as a total unit in the final and smashed the Americans 19-9 to win the gold medal for wheelchair
Wow.
basketball. It was great. It was amazing. And all these people were supporting us, and we were supporting each other, and being part of that tribe again, like you were saying.
Yeah.
And that opened up other avenues for all of us, and has
Mm.
gone on as well. The Dusseldorf Games, Invictus Games, is about to start next
Hmm.
week, and it's still going like 9 years later, and it's so
Mm.
good that people are being helped from all around the world. And the Paralympic Association then got hold of us, and they were like, all right, well, there's all these people that we didn't know we got with disabilities, and they started getting us
Right.
to do different sports. And I found out I was good at rowing, shoulders and
Hmm.
arms, throwing events. So I'm quite a big chap on top, and so I could
Mm.
discus and shot put. And so all of these things, archery and sitting volleyball, we were trying all of them, and
Mm.
everybody went off to do their different trainings. And it was such a good time to be part of things, but also talking to each other. And the charities were
Mm.
helping us. The Help for Heroes, British Legion, they were SAFA. And I got a car, and I didn't know I could have a car with hand control. So I got
Mm.
my freedom back. And then all of these different people we were talking to were saying, oh, we'll try this and try that, and what injuries have you got? So I've slowly, over the 9 years, weaned myself off prescription medication, so
Wow.
painkillers. So I don't take any opioid painkillers anymore, and I meditate as a form of painkiller. there's a Buddhist meditation that allows it. It acknowledges that your brain is telling you that there's something wrong,
Yeah.
and it's like an alarm going off, and say, right, yes, I acknowledge that I'm in pain and there's
Yeah.
something wrong, and I'll be aware of that
Yeah.
and look after myself. and and that switches off the acute pain, the sharp pain. I still get bone pain, but again,
Mm.
it's just being mindful of what your body's doing, and not stopping because it's painful, but being aware of
Yeah.
making adjustments. So I'm very much going to into a holistic sort of way of helping my body to recover. And now I'm going through quite a lot of different therapies to help with my mental health and
Mm.
PTSD recovery, and it's very good. It's the support is out there, and it's
Yeah.
just about talking to people and not being ashamed or embarrassed about whatever's going on. Just talk to the people out there, and there's different experts, and it's having massages, doing stretching,
Mhm.
yoga, and basically like I've stopped alcohol.
Mm.
So I'm totally sober for nearly 200 days now,
Mm.
and it is good. It's being at one with your body and not fighting against it, but working with
Mm.
it has helped me so much to go forwards. And I've had a
Uh,
wonderful run.
yeah, it's an incredible learning curve, and you've been open to new ideas. You've been able to explore things, test things, yeah, adjust, make some adjustments, and make this incredible progress that you have. So going from a whole stack of stuff and I know painkillers and opiates and whatever
Yeah.
to a place where you have a huge amount of autonomy and sort of sort of you have a lot of agency, so you're able to control and influence things with the capabilities, the gifts that you already have, rather than having external things. And external things can be helpful, but for a short time, but beyond a certain point they become less helpful or even harmful.
Yes.
So but the fact that you've had this journey though is an incredible testament to your sort of innate capability and your innate gifts to be able to do that, because a lot of people may get no curiosity, can't take advice, are not coachable, don't respond to opportunity. Um, we obviously, you benefited from some guides and supports and coaches and people offering to help and so on. But sometimes we don't know we need help. Sometimes there isn't anybody there to help us. And sometimes when there is somebody there to help us, we don't take any advantage of that help. So we end up being in a state which leaves us in danger or otherwise at risk, and yet everything was always there. We just
Yes.
didn't see it and didn't ask for it. But the fact that you're able to make use of it though is a is an is a great testament to your sort of character and your
Thank you.
abilities. So just this has been really fascinating to hear about your particular journey and the incredible progress that you're making, and you're accelerating that progress. You're continuing to build on the stuff that you already done. So just in terms of your day, and obviously there's been a whole stack of different things that have happened and learnings that you become you've sort of progressed and so on. But in terms of your day, are there sort of some things that you do? Obviously meditation may be one, but are there some things that you do or things that you started doing that had a big impact, so you became a little bit more productive or a little bit more aware or a little bit more appreciative? Were there sort of one or two things that you would like to share?
Um, the biggest one is, as you mentioned, is meditation,
Mm.
and putting your mind at focus and having quality sleep. That has helped me so much. Using meditation as I turn the light off and go to sleep,
Mm.
has sort of allowed my brain to park all of the things that it's thinking about to one side,
Mm.
focus just on the breathing and just guided meditation. I use an app called Insight Timer,
Right.
and it's totally free. And there's thousands of different people doing guided meditations and talks, and
Mm-hmm.
so whatever you want on there, and you can find the voice, the person, the male, female. There's all these filters you can use,
Mm-hmm.
which is brilliant. Another thing that I've focused on is drinking at least 2 liters of water every day. That has helped so much. It's
Mm-hmm.
diluting any toxins that are in my body, and really keeping hydrated. That helps with the sleep. So it's sort of a knock-on effect. I'm trying to be as kind as I can to my
Mm-hmm.
body, and I've got this toolkit of things that I've gained from pain management courses and that I can
Mm-hmm.
use. And I just dip into that toolbox to sort of, if I'm having a bad moment or a bad day, something's in pain, or the weather is sort of affecting my bones, I can
Mm-hmm.
just go to this toolbox and go, right, yeah, I'll use that one. And doing stretching, mobility, and going to the gym is great, because it's, even though I'm training on my own, it's still like a little community. People say hello to each
Mm-hmm.
other, and it's
Yeah, yeah.
there's a lot of people get quite apprehensive about going to gyms because they think everyone's looking at them and everything. But
Mm-hmm.
everyone's in their own little bubble in the gym. They might look at you to say hello, but everyone's got their own sort of issues or things that they're thinking about, and they're not bothered about what you look like when you're sweating. It's
Yeah, yeah.
so that would be one of the things I encourage people to do: is drink water, meditate,
Yeah.
exercise.
Yeah, and sleep is a big part of that. So just, I mean, this has been incredibly generous and valuable set of insights. So when you're meditating, maybe just a word about that. Is there a particular approach you use that you find helpful? So you mentioned maybe meditating before you sleep and then you sleep. Is
Yes,
that
yes.
one time that you meditate, or do you meditate at other times as well?
There's so it started off just doing the sleep meditations,
Hmm.
and that really calms everything down because my brain is constantly thinking.
Hmm.
But then there's morning ones to get you going, get you focused. Then there's ones for, like I said, for the pain and
Hmm.
different things like that. So, and if you need a boost, or someone's upset you, or something's happened, or a thought has come into your mind, there's
Mm.
meditations that are just like 2 minutes long, and they just refocus you on your task. I also make to-do lists so I don't get off track with things that I need to do. So
Hmm.
instead of procrastinating and thinking about things that don't matter or can't change, it
Mm.
keeps me on track having this list of things that I need to do, and I can just methodically work my way through in the day. And it's good. It keeps everything focused and organized.
Yeah. So that's really very, very helpful. Um, we'll probably stop there. I've got to go into the school now. You've been very kind. We'll share the summary with you, and really, really very helpful to go through your sort of journey, but also the particular suggestions that, or the things that you do, which is focused on you: hydration, meditation, sleep, training. You obviously have this innate uh, ability to sort of exercise and so on, and this is something that you're able to rediscover and benefited from the generosity and the guidance of different people, and now you're being generous in turn, sharing your sort of understanding and experiences with us. So we're really grateful to you. Thank you very much.
No problem at all. It's my pleasure.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you.